Fantasy time, boys.
Oof.
Stardom sit-ems. Let's start with stardoms. Quarterback. You boys go first.
Who do I have? Hold on, is this week's or last week's?
Okay, Faye, you go first.
All right. So last time I did this, okay, week 9, I believe it was week 9. I started Phil Rivers. Philly Rivers, all right? Week before that, he put up 28 points. Looked really good. I was like, know what? He's streaky. I'm going to go with it. He put up a 7, okay? And like
That's pretty. That's
right.
about as streaky
you know,
as that
I was solid on him. I liked it, and we posted it on Twitter. Out of nowhere, I'm going to give a shout out to him real quick. The Hard-Earned Yard, at Hard-Earned Yard on Twitter, found us, saw my pick, chirped me immediately. This goes, Fahey, never start Rivers. So James and Kyle, do you want to guess who I'm starting this week? Phil Rivers, just to spite them. I know what?
He's not lying too. I watched him pick up Phillip Rivers in his fantasy team.
He's starting.
He's starting, folks. I'm starting him, and it's thanks to Hard-Earned Yard. Shout out to y'all. I hope he puts up 50 so I can just laugh at your face.
I can't wait for them to put up
I was
going to
say it's going to be next
It's going to be
week.
another
It's gonna be
7.
I know. I say that he's going to put up like 3. I can't wait. It's going to be great. You know what? Who are your quarterbacks? That was my take.
I'm going Big Ben.
Oh, so we're all keeping old men this week.
Yep, so I'm going with Big Ben. Jackson's defense, it's underwhelming. It's not that great. Juju's starting to click again.
That whole
Chase Claypool has some big games. Eric Ebron. Steelers are on a roll. They haven't lost yet.
Steelers are probably my biggest contender to the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, so Big Ben. I think that's pretty basic right there.
Fair enough. Alex Smith. Starting him this week against the Bengals.
Not that old.
Listen, Alex Smith is like 34?
Oh my God, start digging.
I don't know. This man almost died. Like Alex Smith, we're starting him this week. I love the comeback story. I don't think anybody's talking about him. He's only owned in 5.8% of the leagues. Going against the Bengals, their defense has been ass all year. So, and yeah, 2 last week. The big thing that impressed me with him is he does not really look all that timid like I thought he was going to. I mean, he put up like 350 some odd yards.
He had a career high.
Yeah. No touchdowns.
I think it was almost 400 actually.
Oh, it was gross. No touchdowns. No interceptions though. So really no mistakes from Alex Smith last week. And that was probably the biggest takeaway where, like, even though he didn't score, I mean, that's an anomaly for quarterbacks, especially when you almost throw 400 yards. Yeah, bad defense, good quarterback, not really owned. I think he checks all the boxes. And I like the story. I absolutely love it.
Ironically, he watched Phillip Rivers tape to learn how to play without using his legs, like running.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's hysterical.
So, just fun fact of the day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, look at James dropping tidbits.
Fun fact. Who you got at running back?
I'm gonna go with Joshua Kelly. He's a pass catching back, the Chargers. Strictly because they are playing the Jets, and I think
I like that theme.
Yeah, and I think that Herbert's gonna go off again, and I think he might. This is a big might, but I think Joshua Kelly gets involved a lot this week. So I would start him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the other Chargers running back, Kalen Ballage.
You you know what?
Well, listen, I said start him last week. Okay, hold on, I have it pulled up. I said start him last week. He was only owned in 8.6% of the leagues, and he got 15.2. That's 2 weeks in a row that he has been he's been like the primary back subbing in for Justin Jackson and Austin Eckler, and like you said, it's the Jets. I mean, he's been getting all the touches. He had, I think, 15, 16 carries last week. Like he has taken over. He actually has been playing well enough to where I think when Austin Eckler does come back, he might still find some time in that offense. So he's up 40% from last week. And yeah, he's playing the Jets. So
I'm going Nyheim Hines. He's playing against the Packers, who's ranked 31st against running backs. He had a big game last week. I don't think he's going to have as monster of a game.
Did you see that flip or whatever he did?
No, I didn't actually.
He got in the end zone, did like a full
Oh, he did a full.
Like a bunch of
Yeah, he did a
twists
full.
and shit.
I think that was a couple weeks ago. But yeah, no, I did see that.
Impressive.
But the Packers struggle against running backs. 10, 15 points. I'm not expecting a huge game out of him, but if you need a filler guy for the week, he's your man.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, boys.
Oh, I actually got a good one. Alan Lazard. He was that rookie for Green Bay who ended up getting hurt. He was having a great season, then he got hurt for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So the reason I think, even if he doesn't play this week, he's definitely worth the pickup, because if they keep him out one more week, they're going to have to put him on season-ending IR. So, yeah, the Packers are literally going to be forced to put him, end his season, and I don't think they want to do that, especially being contenders. So even if he doesn't play this week, I think he's worth the pickup, just being the number 2. Like, he was solidified himself right behind Devontae Adams. So yeah, he's owned in 44.5% of the leagues. That's way down from what it was. He's playing the Colts. They're a good defense, but I think he's just being Aaron Rodgers' number 2 alone, I think that makes him worth picking up. But
I'm going Larry. Good old Larry Fitzgerald.
no knees McGee.
Interesting.
The reason I'm going with him, even though I think Hopkins is going to have the bigger game, clearly, they're playing against Seattle, who can't defend the pass at all.
Yeah,
It's been proven.
I got a feeling that's gonna be a
I
shootout.
think Larry's just going to get a lot of short catches, slant kind of things, which he's been doing.
Yeah.
So I see him having maybe another 12-point game out there. Not so much big yardage, but more receptions. Hopkins is going to be clearly doubled the whole time. I think it's going to give Larry an option to get open. I know he's a little slower now, but that gives him more opportunities to get open.
Just the way that offense is facilitated too, I feel like Larry, all he does is just find spots, especially in zone defenses. He's, with Kyler moving, he's just finding soft spots in zones. He's not trying to outrun anybody. He's not trying to.
And he's smart enough to find them.
It's the thing.
And Seattle's defense
that's the big point. Is he's
and
smart enough to find them. He knows
Seattle-
what play.
And Seattle's defense is just not good.
Yeah,
It's a liability.
Oh yeah.
Who was your pick again?
Alan Lazard.
Okay, the Green Bay, right?
Green Bay,
Okay,
yeah.
because
He's a rookie.
full honesty, I was not paying attention, and then I heard you say Green Bay, and my receiver's from Green Bay, and I didn't want to have the same take and be like, listen to what I did, and it's the same receiver. But my pick is Valdez Scantling.
Oh, he killed it last week.
He did.
He's a big dude. He's like 6'5".
Yeah, but he's 24 last week. He got 19 the week before. It might be a little bit tougher because Indiana's defense is pretty decent, but
Top
I
5.
trust Rodgers, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's
Makes
just
sense. It's Aaron Rodgers.
It's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's exactly why. But yeah,
See, I'm thinking Lazard steps right back into that role. If not this week, next. I would take the risk though this week. I think it's going to be a high risk, high reward play.
Yeah.
But
Either he's going to be booty or he's going to get you 20.
pretty much.
Tight ends.
Who
Oh,
you
I'll
got?
start with this.
Oh yeah. You never start.
Kyle Rudolph with the Vikings. He's been quiet this year. He's owned in 8.2% of the leagues, but he's going up against Dallas. And Dallas is a
not
mess.
even a defense.
It's such a mess. We make fun of Dallas all the time here on the show. I think Kyle Rudolph takes advantage of the beat-up linebacker core, who is mostly going to be covering him. The secondary's booty. There's no pass rush. I think it's his week. I think he could have a good game. That's
Fair
what.
enough.
Start him.
Well, they have
Start him.
Oh. Like, who the hell are you talking to? Irv Smith, or is it Ish Smith? Irv Smith? I know it's Smith.
Irv Smith Jr.
Yeah. He's actually, he hasn't done too much just because of that offense, but he's impressed me from what I've seen with them. I actually said sit this guy last week. Logan Thomas versus the Bengals. He's tight end for the Redskins. Like I said, he's with Alex Smith. He did a good week last week, even though I said sit him. Yeah, he had 10.6 against the Lions, so not awful, but he is getting targeted. And I noticed since Alex Smith has came, or since he's
Filled in.
he's going a lot to tight ends. He's just dumping it off.
Well, he plays the smart game where it's just like, oh, there's no one deep, so let's check down.
I-
Check downs.
I think this is one of those, he's going to benefit just from the better quarterback in Alex Smith versus Dwayne Haskins or Kyle Allen. But yeah, I got him against the Bengals, owned in 30.1% of the league, so if he's out there, is where they fly at tight end. This is always the hardest part for me, though.
Yeah, well, it's because we always say there's like 3 guys that are definites, and besides that,
And then
it's
out-
week to week.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
really got to hope for the best.
I would start Austin Hooper.
I was thinking about saying him.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I was close.
Yeah, I mean, it's Philadelphia. I think is just kind of ready just to throw it in. So,
So bad.
and
I called that game last week.
and he's starting to actually he just got back, but before he got hurt, he was actually getting targeted finally because Baker was like, "Oh, I should probably use my tight end," and good. like he's an act like when he was with Matt Ryan, one of the
He's
best
a
tight
big
ends.
dude. He's like 6.
Yeah,
he's a good tight end.
6'8", 6'7".
Yeah,
You just have to use him.
Yeah.
yeah. And Baker wasn't, and then he got hurt, and now last week he put up a point. But hey,
Well, actually, with Odell out too, I think that's going to start. We're going to start seeing more and more to all the other
it's gonna
receivers.
branch out. Yeah,
I think there's a lot more volume to go around with them.
Yeah.
We got defense.
Defensively, I got Chargers for one reason only. They're playing the Jets. That's
Fair
it,
enough.
folks. The Jets are booty. Play the Chargers. That's it. That's all I got.
I'm going Dolphins. Dolphins at Denver. Thrown in 48.5%
Oh, I like that
of
pick.
the league. Denver's been playing like ass. I don't know if it's 100% their fault. I mean, they have however many millions of dollars, 50
Yeah.
million on their IR.
Say it all the time.
So, but yeah, Dolphins have been playing really well. They're clearly rallying behind Tua. They think they have a shot. I think they have a shot, at least to be a playoff team.
Yeah, playoff team.
So they're kind of rallying right now, and I think that defense too has shown over the last couple seasons under Brian Flores that he knows what he's doing. And I think they're just going to take advantage of a beat up Denver team. So they're owned in 48.5, so they're out there. And I think they're actually the 9th best defense as of right now. They've been
kinda
quietly.
They're kind of like the Titans last year. They're like have no superstars, even though I think the Titans defense last year.
Imagine
was
if they
better
kept
than this.
Minka.
Ugh,
I think you said that last week.
I did.
Yeah, imagine
Yeah.
if they kept Minka.
I just don't think he liked it there.
No. Well, they were also like very bad when he was there.
They were the Jets of
Yeah, like very
2
terrible.
years ago.
That's so sad.
But I'm sticking in Cleveland. I'm going the Browns defense.
They've been playing well.
They have been. They also. I mean, it's also Philly again. And
do it.
anytime like the projection has a defense in the double digits, just take a flyer out on it. See what happens. Like just.
Well, name one person on Philly's O line that's going to block Myles Garrett?
That's what I mean.
No one.
Like
All five of them
like,
at once.
All 5 at once. Yeah.
All 5 of them. Okay, everybody just block Miles.
Yeah,
What
I
about
mean
everyone?
they're only in 20% of leagues, so
Yeah.
they're there for the taking, and they're projected to get in double digits.
I
That
like the
that
take.
could win you a week. That alone, like so. I mean, it's well worth it for me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So those are the boys we love out there today. But who we not feeling? Who we sitting at QB?
Yo, sit Carson Wentz's dumbass every week. I called it last week. I was like, the Giants are going to steamroll Philly. What did I say? Yeah, no, Carson Wentz is not. He is not impressed. Yeah, he has just been awful all year. He puts up very inflated, irrelevant stats, and even last week against a okay Giants defense, he looked awful. And yeah, who the hell is going to block Myles Garrett? Good luck. Like, I'm sitting Carson Wentz this week. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Well, kind of close similarities here. Jared Goff, 1 and 2 pick right there.
Yeah.
I think he's going to struggle against Tampa Bay just because they run a lot of play action. Tampa Bay has a good pass rush.
They also totally switched it up from that Saints game. Like, that was just a bad week.
Yeah.
still
So
a good team.
the Bucs are still a good team. The
Yeah.
defense is they just got to become a little more disciplined, a little more consistent, which I think they're going to play good again this week. But they the Rams rely so much on the play action that I think it's going to bite them in the ass just because it gives them more time to get to you. It's simple. It's basic. Any football fan would really know that.
Yeah.
Sit Jared. I think he's going to struggle.
Fair enough.
This is probably going to be one of the hottest takes this podcast has had. I would sit Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Funny you
Yeah.
say that.
I would sit him only because I think he's going through something right now, and I think Arizona's riding this high of that win previously. Their defense isn't bad, and Wilson has not been Wilson for, 2 weeks now?
2 weeks, yeah.
Like, I trust Wilson to get out of it, but I don't know if it's going to be next week, because this might be one of those trap games for Seattle again.
I can kind of agree with it. Funny enough, actually, I have Kyler and Russ as my 2 quarterbacks. I'm sitting Russ. Like, I'm starting Kyler.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because defenses, but
Even without I've been starting Russ most of the season. The last couple weeks, I've been like,
Yeah,
I'd
I
say
would,
Kyler.
I would sit Russell Wilson this week.
yeah.
Depending on who
I
your
can-
backup quarterback is, but like
I got Carson.
You're starting Russ.
my backup's Daniel Jones. Like, no,
Yeah.
stop. He can't even run.
Yeah,
Like,
if
let's.
You know what I will say? A side note about Daniel Jones. Like, he does not give a damn if Myles Garrett is haul-assing unblocked through the hole. He is going to step up and try to make a throw. I will give him that. I just think he's oblivious to pressure.
Yeah.
I think he has no idea. But, side note, running backs.
Running backs, James Robinson. He's been playing great this year.
How dare you?
I know you really like him.
He's a sit it and forget it. He's a set it, forget it player.
No, you're going to sit him this week for one reason only. They're going up against the Steelers defense.
Don't care.
That's the only reason. They're going to lock him down. He's going to struggle a lot. This will be his first game where he really doesn't perform.
I think that's a hotter take than Russ.
What weapons offensively do they have,
Doesn't
Jags?
matter.
James Robinson. You're going to sit him.
They have been.
Sit him because he's going to get steamrolled
Don't
by
let-
that front seven.
Did you see what Jacksonville just did to Green Bay? They almost won.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Does the Packers have a dominant defense like the Steelers?
Listen,
No, they
Listen.
don't. No,
They have
so
a
that's
top-
all
they
that
have a
matters. I don't care
they have a
how
top
well
12 defense.
I don't care how well that offense or defense. All that matters is that Steelers defense against James Robinson. In the run. James Robinson ain't doing nothing this game. The Steelers front seven's gonna go, listen, pal, sit down.
Listen, okay.
That's what's gonna happen.
James, there are certain players every season that you set and forget. You don't ever question taking them out of your lineup because all they do is get points. Travis Kelce's one of those players. George Kittle, if he's not hurt, I think is another one of those players. James Robinson this year is one of those players.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
For almost
he has
every
literally
game.
never gotten less than 10 points.
This game will be
Fuck
the
you.
first.
Off his stats.
It's going to be the first. I don't care about his stats. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he's a good player. I think the Steelers defense is just going to stop him.
I'm looking at it right now. Kyle's not wrong. So,
No, I'm not saying he's bad.
no.
I'm just saying the Steelers defense is going to lock him down.
Set it, forget it. Don't listen to him, ladies and gentlemen. This man's a fraud and a liar.
actually. I mean, the only other it looks like the only other good defense he faced was
Yeah.
Indiana.
Chargers
Sorry.
defense is okay.
Indianapolis, and he only put up 8.
Exactly. So in the
He
Steelers,
torched the other guys.
yeah,
What do you
I
mean?
know he's good. I get
When
that.
did he put up? He's literally never put up less than 10 points.
That's cap because I'm looking at it.
Oh, do you not do PPR?
I don't know.
Either
what
way,
this league is.
sit James Robinson. Thank me later. Who you got?
I'm sitting Aaron Jones.
Wow. Okay, now we're
Wow.
talking hot takes.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
Well, I just think it's gonna be a shootout. Like I said, like I just said with Robinson, like they shut him down pretty much. I mean, I don't whatever league you whatever do you, but
I don't know what fucking fancy.
but I would
schmancy
sit
rules you got
Aaron
going on.
Jones this week.
Aaron Jones,
I think it's gonna be a Rodgers game, like
one of
completely.
the only reasons I can agree with that, and I'm like barely agreeing with that, is because Aaron Rodgers, like I was saying with James Robinson, there's players who are set it and forget it. Even on his bad weeks, he's putting up at least 10 points. James Robinson, just from volume alone, even on his bad weeks. Aaron Jones, when he is off, is fucking off. Like he is either putting up 45 or he is like a solid 6.5.
Yeah, not like this hasn't been crazy stats either. Like
No.
it's just he had that one. He had week 2. He put up 40 points.
Well, that's the thing. That's
like,
he's
or if
either
he dropped the 50 bomb, it was some of the leagues too. But
yeah. He reminds me a lot of like, I don't know, another good player like Tyler Lockett. 50-point game followed by like 4 8s in a row. So it's like, I that's the only reason I can get behind that. I don't hate that.
yeah, that's. But I mean, I'm thinking it's more
This could be the
the
week
deep.
too.
Yeah, I think
Just
it's more
against Indy.
Rodgers football game this week, if anything.
Oh, yeah, I would start him, but not my take. Not my take.
You goddamn right, it's not your take.
Sitting running backs. I'm gonna keep it in the Jones family. Ronald Jones versus the Rams. I'm sitting him.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So he had the monster game last week. He had a 97-yard touchdown run. The Bucks actually look better when they get the run game going.
That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, they can just do so much with that offense. But I think they can do like that's kind of counterintuitive. Like I think they can do so much with that offense to the point where Ronald Jones is just kind of 34 yards, 10 carries.
So still got to go up against Aaron Donald in the middle there.
That's the thing. You still have Aaron Donald. The Rams defense by no means is bad. Look what who did they just beat? I know they won last week.
They beat Seattle.
I was going to say, I thought it was Seattle.
I picked them winning.
Yeah, the Rams,
The Rams.
are quietly a contender this year, I think. And then with that being said too, I think Ronald Jones, I say this too, like when I'm drafting players, like I'll try to avoid last year's stats.
Yeah.
Like Peyton Manning, perfect example. When Peyton Manning set the single season touchdown record with the Broncos. He was getting drafted like first overall, like in some leagues. Like he was a top 10 draft just among everybody. And I don't think any quarterback, no matter how good you are, should ever go that high, just because of the position and the lack of players at running back. Like I think you need to draft running back first. And yeah, I think this is the same case scenario. You're going to be chasing last week's stats. It's not going to happen. Not against the Rams.
Wide receiver, I'm going Cooper Kupp. Kind of goes in line sitting with Jared Goff. If Goff isn't going to play well, his receivers won't play well.
Makes sense.
That's really all I got to say about that. If your quarterback struggles,
he's been hit or miss this year too. Cooper
yeah,
Kupp.
and if once again, your quarterback struggles, your receivers are going to struggle.
Yeah.
That's quick take on me right there, or my take.
It's your receiver.
I would sit Brandon Cooks versus New England. I think he's gonna get shut down. Because he's so hit or miss, but also like I almost never seen like a former Belichick guy like ever go off versus the Patriots either. I don't think Bill will allow it. Like just strictly ego wise.
You see
New England also.
You see what Cam said about Bill too?
What?
He's like, yeah, this dude's psychic. He's like, he tells me, like he predicts how most every game is gonna go.
Yeah.
Like before Cam's like, this is unbelievable with him.
It's Bill Belichick.
It's Bill Belichick. Like
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying
I know.
I think he's gonna.
I know. Like is if anything is gonna be the only problem we're gonna have that game is Watson's ability to be mobile.
Yes.
That's going to be our only
But I think the secondary will be able to shut down Cooks because J.C. Jackson proving is that he slowly is going to become a number one cornerback, and Stephon Gilmore is still a number one cornerback.
So it also, yeah, if Gilmore also comes back too, it's going to be almost
game
no
over
fly zone for
yeah.
Watson because I mean Cooks is straightaway speed. Fuller, you pray stays healthy, but like I mean, he's still a talent, but.
Cooks is going to struggle.
Cooks is going to just be
funny you mentioned that actually about New England's corners and J.C. Jackson. One, he's leading the league in interceptions at the moment.
Yes.
He's had an interception
past 5 games.
Past 5 games, which is a franchise record. And he was undrafted.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was undrafted.
I didn't know about being undrafted.
Isn't that fucking
nuts?
nuts?
That is unbelievable.
So,
That's so sick.
He's becoming a number one cornerback.
Malcolm
Last
Butler
year
was undrafted too.
Another good point, actually. Last year, too, the 2 best corners, like, ranked. And your argument for this was, obviously, J.C. Jackson's getting the number 2s. The 2 best corners ranked at like catches allowed, stuff like that. Like it was Pro Football Focus's numbers. 1 and 2, Stephon, J.C. Jackson.
Exactly. So if Gilmore comes back this week, Cooks ain't doing nothing.
I can agree. C.D. Lamb, sitting him against the Vikings. Vikings defense is abysmal. Andy Dalton's coming back. I still don't like C.D. Lamb. I think the Cowboys are that bad.
It's not so much I don't like CeeDee Lamb.
Their quarterback is a revolving door right now.
Yeah,
same with their offensive line. Like they're gonna keep trying to lose. They're gonna keep giving the ball to Zeke 25 times because you paid the man $90 million. You're gonna use
and abuse.
Like, you use and abuse, baby. Like, and I think C.D. Lamb's fantasy relevance actually for most of the year is probably dwindled, just because. Dak's gone. And I don't blame CeeDee Lamb. I love him, actually, as a receiver. I think he's better than Jerry Jeudy, who was in that draft class, better than Henry Ruggs. Like, he's going to be the best receiver out of that class. But I don't think we see it the rest of this year.
Yeah, no, it definitely not. Tight ends, I'm sitting Noah Fant.
Yeah, you've just had shit luck with him.
Yeah, I've followed him throughout the year. I think he's a good tight end, but
it's the Broncos.
It's the Broncos. They're just such a mess. Plus, they're going up against Miami's defense, which has proven they're quietly getting better every week.
9th best defense.
Exactly. So they're up there. I see him getting abused in this game. Like I just don't see him making big plays. Yeah. Once again, their quarterback's been changing throughout the year because Drew Lock was out, and then he comes back.
I feel so bad for them.
And just the amount of injuries. I don't think Noah Fant has as much of a supporting cast as we thought he was going to have around him. I see him struggling again.
Fair enough.
I would sit Gronkowski this week.
I was thinking about doing that.
Yeah. He torches. Well, Gronk will torch the bad teams as he should, but like just looking at it, like I mean, New Orleans isn't terrible, but they're serviceable defense. And he only put up.
They're great
point.
defense.
He had a catch for 2 yards.
Well, I think that's because the whole team struggled that game.
I know.
I know, but I'm just saying. But like he lit it up against the Giants. Green Bay's defense not good, and then they weren't using him before that. But he did well against the bad teams, and the Rams' defense is actually pretty good, and they're gonna I mean, they got weapons, but
The big thing with the Bucks too is where the fuck is the ball going every week?
oh.
They're
Scotty
so,
Miller.
Like that's the thing. That dude could get 25, and I wouldn't even bat an eye.
No.
I'd be like, that makes sense. Like short white guy.
Yeah.
He was on the play for 4.
Yeah.
He was on the field for 4 plays, caught 4 catches, 4 touchdowns. Like
Right.
Like there's so much to go around with them.
Yeah.
But I can agree.
Yeah.
So, who are they playing actually? The Bucks.
Oh,
They're
forgot.
playing the Rams.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit,
I
yeah.
just said that.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's
Sorry,
good.
Faye, I don't listen to you.
Oh, no. I didn't listen to myself. I forgot, too. It's fine.
Killing
Tight end Dallas Goedert. I hate Philly. I hate them all. I think that team is like if
they won a Super Bowl and they're like, we're gonna go back to back. Where have you been since?
Dallas guy Zach Ertz is out. There's no offensive line. They're going against Washington. Or no, they're going against Cleveland, right?
I'm not sure.
Washington or Cleveland?
Either way,
Either way.
both good pass rushers.
I was gonna say either way, yeah, phenomenal pass rushers, and that's the thing. There's no O line. Like they like I said earlier.
By the
their
way, it's not
offensive line-
Washington. I'm looking at my notes. It's definitely not Washington.
Cleveland. Yeah. Either way, they are. It's like a revolving door offensively. He's like one of the only weapons that's alive on that team. Like everyone's gone. It's just Carson, and he is not doing good. So like, yeah, same concept with why you're not starting Cooper Kupp. I am not starting Dallas Goedert.
So defenses. This is why I know it's not Washington.
Fair enough.
So I would sit Washington. Because Joe Burrow is the man. I know they have a good pass rush, and I know that the Bengals have a bad O-line.
Yeah.
But besides the good pass rush, oh my God, Joe Burrow is going to light up Washington. Light up, folks. Oh my Lord. Yes, sit Washington.
Oh my Lord.
Lordy. Sit Washington. It's going to be so bad
Yeah,
for them.
they
Joe
actually,
Mixon's still there, or he's coming back, I think. Joe Burrow is the man. He has proven it time and time again. The record might not show it, but my God, the stats do. He's a top 5 passer in the league. At least I know they just had a
he's
bye
my
week.
rookie of the year.
Yeah, sit Washington, folks. Don't play them. They're projected pretty high.
Yeah,
Cut it.
That's one of those. This is one of those weeks too where it's like, I like as much as Washington has quietly impressed.
I wouldn't say impressed.
They listen. They're literally
Perform.
their name is the Washington Football Team, and they are winning some games. Okay, that is more than I thought was going to happen this year. I thought they were going to be by far the worst team in the league. So they've been better than I thought they were going to be. But yeah, no, I Joe Burrow's the real deal. Like, I'm not going to bet against him. At least not against an average defense. I mean, the Steelers are one thing. It's the Steelers, but like, I don't know. I'm sitting the Chiefs. Chiefs versus the Raiders.
Oh, their defense sucks.
Oh yeah, well,
It's awful.
I wouldn't. They're like a top 10 defense actually, like statistically this year. But I just think
When
against
when your quarterback puts up
Yeah.
40 points a game.
well, they're going against
I know
the
it's not
Raiders,
that
and the Raiders actually already beat them. They're talking a lot of smack, and I actually think the Raiders could take both games this year. I think if the
That'd be
That'd be huge.
that'd
great.
be
It's
sick.
huge.
That'd be so
in that
good.
division.
I think the Raiders, because like the Raiders are such a weird team. They're such a wild card team because one week I'm like, holy shit, they look like they have it all. They look like they have the O-line, the running back, the quarterback, the receivers, the defense. And then the next week, I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like,
What is
So-
this? Malaki.
I'm sitting the Chiefs. I think the Raiders, if there's one team that's going to do it, it's them because I can't predict anything they do. So, yeah, I'm sitting the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm sitting the Ravens defense.
That's fair.
Ooh, they've not been playing well.
No, and Damian Harris torched them, and they're playing Tennessee this week. And Derrick Henry,
when Rex
Derrick
Burkhead-
Henry is a running redwood tree.
Wow, I love that analogy.
Oh my God,
Running?
Dude's a brick house.
I'm just imagining it on a shirt now.
dude!
Derrick
that
Henry's
that
No.
dude, to say that Derrick Henry's a whole man is just putting it lightly. Like,
He's
like,
two.
and Damian Harris put up what, 1 something? Like-
Decent, yeah.
Yeah, like torch them.
Yeah.
You can't even blame the weather because he was running. Wasn't like a pat. No, he was running the ball. That was it. Derrick Henry's probably there's gonna be fair weather most likely. Derrick Henry's just gonna run all over
I
that
mean,
defense.
if I had to choose, I
If-
would take Derrick Henry over Damian Harris.
I mean, I'm not debating that in a second.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I don't know. Haven't seen a lot of Damian. Actually,
Yeah, I think Tennessee's gonna wax them this week. So
Yeah.
Tennessee's they're gonna bounce back too because they've lost 2 in a row. Yeah, I don't think they lose 3. I think they're too good of a team.
And kickers,
Figure the
highest
fuck out.
projected. That's all.